Hello, it's Deb Hughes. Welcome to Meet Me on the Steps of Recovery. I have a lot to talk about today because I want to talk about some love. I remember when I first came into the program, one of the first words I learned was about love. They told me number one was one day at a time. That was so amazing for me because I never thought about doing this one day. Number two was to let God do for me what I couldn't do for myself. Well, that makes some sense. Duh. That makes some sense. I could pray to him for anything but ask him about this disease. The third one was love. Love was so important. It might have been the first one, but love is the most important one, because I had to learn how to love myself because what I'm doing to me is so destructive. And I wasn't thinking about that. I was just using, getting high, drinking and stuff, calling it party. But what about when nobody else is around? You know what? You partying all by yourself. Because I never thought about me using them. But at the same time, when you get up and you just roll a joint because you want to roll a joint, you want to feel high today, but nobody else is around. You sit and watch TV. You do the work that you do around your house or wherever you go. But yet and still, I stopped to get a drink and I'm drinking with people at the clubs and stuff. But at home, what about when I'm drinking by myself? Is that a party by myself? Because I never thought about it, really. I've heard the term used, but I never thought about it. But I want to give you a love story. I've given this story before, but I'm sure you never got it because this love story comes from the Bible. And I'm going to be talking to you from time to time about Bible stories because I love the Bible stories, especially the ones that have the women in it. And this is all about uplifting us. So let me tell you about a love story. This love story has to do with Abraham and Sarah. I think about the love that Sarah had for Abraham because they talk about these two. They loved each other. And when he went with her. Now, she was supposed to be like his half sister, and she was barren and she had no children. But he never thought about taking another wife. He stayed with her. So that showed me when I'm reading this Bible story, when I'm looking at other men that took other wives so that they can have sons, he never did. He raised his brother's son, Lot, as his own, but that wasn't his son. Now, God told him, Abraham, to leave his family, leave the people that he was used to. And he's used to people that's worshiping idols, and to come and serve him, and he would change his life around and give him everything. Abraham did that. They always count him as faithful because he did exactly what God said. He packed up his wife. He packed up his son, his nephew. He packed up his slaves or his servants and whatever it was that worked with him. And he took all of them with him out into a journey, not knowing where he was going, but he was going wherever God was leading him. Now, his wife, Sarah, she went right with him. Well, come on, wives, that's what they did then. And we have to always look at where it was for the women back in them days because it wasn't pretty. I have choices today with my husband. If I don't want to do something, I can say, I don't know if I really want to do that. And then he'll tell me why I should. And then maybe I could take it into consideration whether I want to do it or not. I don't have to be obedient to him, but I work with him and he worked with me, and we're in this 100%. So I can seeing Sarah as 100% in her marriage. But to me, it seemed like Abraham was 100% into it too. But yet and still, when they encountered things along the way in the wilderness, I would think that Abraham might have threw her up under the bus. Okay, now, don't get me wrong. When they got to Egypt and Sarah was beautiful, those are beautiful women. And when I look at the women that from those countries, they are very beautiful women. And he had him one of the most beautiful. And he was so afraid that they would kill him and take her if he said that she was his wife. So instead of saying that you my wife, Sarah tell them that you're my sister. That way they'll bargain for you but won't kill me. So Pharaoh had heard about her, and when he looked upon her, she was beautiful, so he took her to be his wife. Now, Abraham couldn't say nothing about him because, he's in a country that's not his own. He didn't want to say that that was his wife. He didn't want to die. But what about Sarah? She loved him. So, she's thinking, I can make this sacrifice and go with this man if it's going to keep my husband alive. Because she could have said in a minute, no, I'm his wife. I'm not going, no. But that's not what she did. She went on with Pharaoh, and Pharaoh took her to be his wife. But in the process, God intervened and let Pharaoh know exactly what he was getting ready to do, which sent her back to Abraham. And this couple continued. There was a love that went through Sarah to make a sacrifice like that. But let's go a little further down the line. Here we are all the time listening to our husbands talk about this son that God is going to give me. God's going to give me a son. God's going to give me a son. I'm like 65, 70 years old. I don't know how he think he's going to get a son out of me. But that wasn't what was supposed to have been happening. See, there was supposed to have been a faith thing, but she didn't know him. He's only talking to Abraham. God wasn't talking to Sarah. So then Sarah only can see this man who's steady talking about a son. Now, if I'm on this side of the table and he's on that side of the table, constantly talking about this God gonna bless me with a son, this God gonna bless me with a son. Well, then my feelings over here is a little less than, okay? Low self-esteem. I can't give him a son, and he keeps talking about a son. I keep seeing this man longing for a son, and I can't give him a son. So she's thinking and thinking and thinking about it, and what does she come up with? Well, if I let him have my handmaiden, then she can have a son through, I can give him a son through her, And she made that proposal to Abraham. And Abraham loved Sarah. He said, no, I'm not doing that. And she said, well, it's the only way you're going to get a son. You have to get your son, so you have to go and take my handmaiden. Now, for most of us women, we knowing that we love the man that we with, if we really love the man I with. And I'm saying really love the man that we with, because some of us women is with these guys because they got good paychecks. Some of these guys, we with these guys because they cute and because they're handsome and because everybody else might want them. And so that may not be the same kind of love, but she loved him. And she's making that sacrifice, and because he did not want to go with her. But being, as my pastor used to say, being the obedient husband that he was, he went and took her. He took the handmaid. He spent the night with her. That had to be the longest night in Sarah's life. The longest night. To sit back in your tent and know that this man has only been with you, and you have only been with him. You were betrothed to each other a long time ago, and now he's over there sharing what you had always considered so special with somebody else, just to let him have a baby. What kind of love is this? Wasn't it amazing? He got a son through her, and it was not recognized as the son of Abraham, because God still called Isaac his son, his only son. So all of that was for nothing. But Sarah went through that. And then when he had to come back to her, that look that had to be on his face or on her face or on their face, and that feeling that had to go through her, that she just shared something that was hers forever with somebody else. That's a love. Ladies, can we love like that? We don't know that kind of love. And isn't it wonderful that we don't have to? Today we got choices. If he's sharing his body with somebody else, we can always pack up and leave. Or we can understand and make some kind of adjustment with a conversation. But basically, we need to know how to communicate with the person that we love, be it our husbands, our parents, our children. We should be able to communicate, and they communicate to us. I need you to know everything that's going on inside of me, and I need for you to tell me whatever's going on inside of you. I can't say that's always happening. I just need for that to happen, because it's a better understanding on both of our parts. Love is of God, and God loves us just like we are, and he also loves us unconditionally. He does not tell us that we have to do something for us to get his love. He's going to love us in our bad times. He's going to love us in our good times, and all we have to do is get that relationship with him and learn how to talk to him, so everything else that's going on inside of us with people out here, we can learn how to deal with those things because of the things that God is telling us when we're talking to him, communicating with him, and in his word. His word, which is so important to us. So ladies, as you go through your Sundays with your families and your loved ones and your husbands and your, as they call significant others, remember your hearts. Protect your hearts. Protect yourselves. Love who you are first and love God. Okay? Love and respect. Bye-bye.